What started as a normal night shift at work turned into a night I still can't forget. And if I never woke up at the sound of the ringing of the phone, I might have never woken up at all. I used to work at a grocery store. I usually took the closing shifts because they were quiet and I liked working alone. At the time, I lived by myself in a small one-bedroom apartment, not too far from the store. It wasn't the best apartment, but it was enough for me. Life was simple. Work, home, sleep, over and over again. Nothing exciting ever happened. I had regular customers, people who came in often, sometimes even every day. But there was one man who stood out more than anyone else. He always came in just before closing time. Every few nights, right before we locked the doors, he would show up. He never bought much, just a few items, milk, bread, snacks, stuff like that. No one knew his name. He never talked much. He wasn't rude, just quiet, strange. He looked exhausted all the time. Dark circles under his eyes, messy clothes, like he hadn't slept in days. There was just something about him that didn't feel right. Most of the other employees didn't like dealing with him. Since I was usually the only cashier at that hour, I was the one who saw him the most. One night, it all started like usual. He came in just before closing, grabbed a couple things, walked over to my register. I said hi, he gave a small nod. Paid in cash, like always. Then he walked out. He didn't say a single word, nothing unusual. About 10 minutes later, I finished cleaning, counted the drawer, and locked everything up. I clocked out at exactly 11 p.m. As I walked into the parking lot, I noticed something strange. He was still there. The man. He was standing beside his car. Just standing there. Not moving, not talking, not even on his phone. He wasn't doing anything at all. His arms were hanging at his sides, and he was just staring at the store. It was like he was waiting for something. I slowed down, pretending not to notice him, and walked quickly to my car. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want him to look at me. I got into my car, locked the doors right away, and drove off. Since I had the next day off, I stayed up later than I normally would. I played some games, scrolled on my phone, and watched some videos. By the time I got into bed, it was around 1 a.m. I was just getting comfortable when a bright light flashed through my bedroom window. It was sudden and strong. At first, I thought it was just a neighbor pulling into their driveway. I didn't think too much about it. A second later, the light turned off. That actually made me feel better. It had to be headlights, nothing more. I closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep. I don't know what time it was when I woke up. Everything was quiet. The room was dark. I thought I heard my phone ringing. I reached over to the nightstand, blinking slowly as I picked it up, but the screen was blank. No missed calls, no texts, nothing. I sat there for a moment, confused. That's when I noticed something that made my heart skip a beat. My bedroom door, it was slightly open. That might not sound like much, but I always close my bedroom door at night. It's part of my routine. I lock the front door, brush my teeth, turn off all the lights, and close my bedroom door. Every night. No exceptions. So seeing it open, even just an inch or two, felt wrong. Very wrong. I got out of bed slowly. My heart was starting to pound. I walked to the door and gently pushed it shut. It closed smoothly. Nothing was blocking it. It wasn't stuck. I knew right then I hadn't left it open. A feeling of dread washed over me. I told myself to calm down, that maybe I was just tired or mistaken. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. I remembered the light from earlier, the one that came through my window. And suddenly I wondered, what if it wasn't from a car on the street? What if it was someone in my driveway? I walked slowly over to the window and pulled the blinds open just a little. My breath caught in my throat. There was a car parked in my driveway. I couldn't see the whole thing, just the back half. But that was enough. It was the same car, the man's car, the same one from the parking lot, the same one he stood beside while staring at the store. Why was he here? Was he still outside? Or worse, was he already inside? I turned to grab my phone. My hands were shaking. I needed to call 911. I was terrified, but I knew I had to move fast. Then something stopped me cold. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something. It was my closet door, and through the small crack in it, an eye was staring back at me. I froze. I couldn't move. I couldn't even breathe. I was staring directly at someone hiding in my closet. He had been there the entire time. I don't remember making a decision. My body just moved on its own. I turned and ran out of the room as fast as I could. I didn't stop to grab my phone. I didn't look back. I ran straight out of the house and across the street. I banged on a neighbor's door over and over, until finally someone opened it. I was crying, shaking, barely able to speak, but I managed to tell them to call the police.